everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Where to?
Home, I should think.
Today we're going to talk about a movie that I didn't know was coming out until close to the end of the year, and it was one that I was very excited to see because it was about a topic that I think a lot of us really wanted to finally see in some shape or form, and it is the story of the famed author A.A. Milne, who gave us the classic children's tale of that lovable, silly old bear, Winnie the Pooh, even though that was pretty much Disney who gave us all of those little things in regards to how we relate to this character. But it is about the story of the author and how he came to create Winnie the Pooh, as well as his inspiration for the stories, which happens to be his son, Christopher Robin Milne. And this is a movie that stars a very good cast, including the hardest working actor in show business today, Domhnall Gleeson. He's practically in everything from Star Wars to Harry Potter to this. We also have Margot Robbie. We have newcomer Will Tilston, who plays his son in his 6-year-old self, as well as Kelly MacDonald. And it's basically the story of A.A. Milne as he comes back from World War I after being on the front lines, suffering from what is now known as PTSD, but at that time it was known as shell shock, and how the birth of his son and the chance to escape from the bustling life of London, to have him get rid of his worries, and more importantly, find a way to bring happiness to the world after losing so much of it during wartime. I was very excited to see this movie. I really wasn't sure what I was going to expect because the trailers did look fantastic, and I did feel that I got a very moving movie, but I think I got a lot more than what I anticipated. I was very surprised to see how much we were going to see in regards to how A.A. Milne had suffered from all of his stress after wartime, exactly how his relationship with his son would evolve, and how he would find inspiration for this amazing series of books. And more importantly, after the stories had been written, all of the things that happened, the fame and the fortune, and how at one point he suddenly realizes, wait a minute, why am I exploiting my child like this, and it's time to bring it all back and just go back to that simpler time. Unfortunately, it took him too long to realize it. The movie itself is very well done, it's very well paced, it's got some fantastic acting. I thought that the chemistry between Will Tilston and Domhnall Gleeson was absolutely fantastic. I was actually very surprised to see that these people were not really the most happiest of people, not necessarily just A.A. Milne, but his wife as well. She seemed to be someone that didn't really want to get this kind of life. Rather, she enjoyed the city life. She wanted to be a part of the hustle and bustle, and she really didn't seem to have much faith. And when the book was written, how she was so hell-bent on just getting all of the royalties from it that she didn't even realize that this is the exploitation of a little boy, her own son. And the relationship between Christopher Robin and his nanny is just so heartwarming, and Kelly MacDonald really gives an amazing performance as the nanny. While she feels that the happiness of this little boy is important, it's also important for herself to make something out of her life, because not necessarily being in wartime, she also had witnessed some sadness in her life, and it was crazy how Winnie the Pooh just gave everyone this little bit of happiness once again. And because of the fact that Winnie the Pooh was done as a product of its time, the craziness about how it has carried on and how it still is a famous thing to this day, also thanks to Walt Disney, which thank goodness they didn't really talk about in the end of the film. We also have a fantastic score composed by Carter Burwell, but with all of these good things, I didn't really find this movie to be the perfect film, and I'm still trying to figure out why that could be. I really did enjoy the bonding experience between A.A. Milne and his son Christopher, but at the same time, there were just so many very powerful things in this movie that made you feel otherwise, made you think, made you wonder, made you even get a little bit upset when you see these people that are struggling so hard to be happy again, and how even when happiness finally comes, it still feels like it is such a long ways away and they still can't grab it. Do I feel that this is a bad movie at all? Absolutely not. I think it is a very good movie, and I feel that people are just going to take what they feel they can grab from it. I would definitely say that this is not necessarily a movie you need to see in theaters. I wanted to see it because it just seemed wonderful, and of course I had to give you guys a fantastic review. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, but it's not necessarily a movie that I would want to see numerous times, but it is a movie I would like to share with others, and it's not a movie that I'd want to own on DVD either, because I just don't see myself really embracing and rewatching this film as much as I would as some of the classics that I have back in my shelf. But I will still say that Goodbye Christopher Robin is a very emotional, very charming, and very heartwarming film that will give you a very interesting perspective into the mind of an author, and I really like the fact that we're seeing movies about authors because I'm very curious to see what their inspirations were and how they were as persons. What do we need more movies that take place in the Harry Potter saga? Just give me a biopic about J.K. Rowling and I think we'll all be very satisfied. And I guarantee you that movie might be coming somewhere down the line. So please, if you think that this might be a movie that you'd enjoy, especially if you're a Winnie the Pooh fan, you will probably enjoy Goodbye Christopher Robin, and I'm going to give this movie 3 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss Goodbye Christopher Robin, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.